Something else that's gonna make Sabrina go, I hate this. I hate this. Is some Captain Marvel 2 news. And it's not called
Such
Captain Marvel.
a
It's
bitch.
called it's called the Marvels. It's called the Marvels, everybody. So there's a lot of news about the Marvels coming up. And the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, the documentary just came out. So Disney Plus released a documentary, and it's called Empower, and it was a four episode season so far, and it was just pretty much breaking down the lives and the stories of different female characters in the MCU. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of animated stuff. There's some interviews with the actual cast in it. They're about a half-hour episodes. It's a lot of fun. But the Carol Danvers MCU doc is part of Marvel Studios, like push to kind of get her back in the public eye because the Marvels is coming out in November 10th, 2023. So it's coming out not too long. And they have a lot of reshoots they're doing right now. They're fixing it a lot. But this is like supposed to, bring her back into the limelight because it's been a long time since Captain Marvel 1. Like, she made that appearance in Miss Marvel, and that was it, and that was very quick. So she's been gone for a while from this character. But I mean, this, I'm not sure. Like, I haven't watched it yet. It released on the actual docuseries released on National Women's Day, which is pretty cool, which was not that long ago. So they made it just in time for that. And there's also a Scarlett Johansson one, or a Scarlet Witch one. There's a Gamora one, and there's a Woman of Black Panther episode too on there that you can check out. But yeah, they're doing that. And just as that's happening, people are talking about, there's just so much about her. People are talking about the actual production right now of the Marvels. And apparently Brie Larson, who plays Captain Marvel, is pissed off because it's called the Marvels. And she doesn't like that. It should be called Captain Marvel. It shouldn't be called
Shocker.
the Marvels. Like, she doesn't want to share the limelight with all of her cast members. Apparently she's fighting with people too. They're calling it a shit show at production. That's like the rumor going around online there. And people that are working on it, they say it's just all like over the place. And it's just having a lot of issues because of the drama on set, and they're not really sure how much reshoots they're going to have because of the actual actors don't want to work together. Because, Brie Larson's kind of a diva, apparently. So that's the whole thing. She's our Captain Marvel. And, and there are also people are like going like, why is there no love interest in Captain Marvel? And they're like, they don't want to have one. So there's no love interest there, but you're not getting one in this movie.
Probably because she'll have a problem with whoever she has to have a love interest with. She's a giant see you next Tuesday, and she is horrible to work with. And I feel like they need to stop giving her a job. Unfortunately, her first movie made enough money that they decided to, after all of the problems that she made and all of the effed up shit she did, they still were like, let's give this dumb bitch another movie. And I really don't know why. I hate her. I don't like looking at her face. Look at that picture. She looks like a see you next Tuesday. Like, because she is. Okay. So all she does is make problems on set. Like, what kind of person is like in a Marvel movie and is like, I don't want to be billed with these other two people because I'm much more important than them. And the franchise was sold on me being cast as Captain Marvel. Like, fuck off. Okay. It's offensive. You're offensive and you're no better. Actually, I would be more inclined to say that Teyonah Parris is better than her as Captain Marvel. And I hope when she turns into a bigger See You Next Tuesday that they fire her and they use her as Captain Marvel. Like, because she is so insufferable. She has all these problems about that it's called the Marvels and it's not Captain Marvel 2 because it was built on her franchise. And then she's had all these problems on set because she's a giant diva. Like, honestly, I really think that you need to like get your shit together as a human being and like look inside before you go on a set of 100 people who are trying to make a movie and make problems for everyone and cost production so much more money. She actually saw the cut and was like, you need to improve the special effects. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a special effects specialist? No, you're not. You're an actress. So shut up and read your lines. It's offensive. Honestly, that's how I feel.
And also, like, before this even started shooting, like, they had all the issues not too long ago where she was like talking down about all the executives at Disney and like making fun of them because they're too old and stuff like that are running it. She kept like making fun of their age. And which is never good. You're talking down about your bosses publicly in interviews. It's never good,
No.
I don't. Lynn, did you see Captain Marvel before the first one? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've seen all the Marvel stuff. I've seen it all.
What do you think about a sequel? And what do you think about them coming together, the three of them in this? And do you think that, she's do you agree with Sabrina, what she's saying about her?
Well, I haven't met her personally, but based on the things that I'm reading, yeah, it's super disappointing because one of the things about the Captain Marvel movies was the fact that they specifically chose not to have a love interest to heighten that female camaraderie. It's about female friendship. You don't necessarily need to have this relationship interest, women can come together and support each other as friends. And then you hear that she's like, oh, like I can't have top billing, like screw this, and yelling about that and picking fights with her co-stars. Like it's just it sounds like the behind the scenes is so the opposite of what they want to project.
Yeah.
Honestly, she wasn't particularly, she's not remarkable in that role at all. And
Hallelujah.
right,
Oh, not.
so I don't see. I mean, recast her. I loved your idea, Sabrina, of bringing in the I cannot remember the character, the Rambo,
Teyonah Parris.
Tiona Paris.
Yeah.
What is her character's name? It's something
I
Rambo.
can't.
She's
Yeah,
the younger
it starts
Rambo.
with an R. I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
I'm going with the real name. I'm going with the real name
Yeah,
instead.
Tiona Paris. Bring in Tiona. Let her take it over. I'm 100%. I'm behind you with that.
I
So,
agree. I'm gonna drink to that.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's like so.
Happy Friday, everybody.
I don't know how. I just don't know how they like keep hiring people who are like huge problems on set. Like that's one of my biggest pet peeves because there are so many hungry actors who are willing to get out there and like and be like 100% amicable. You know what I mean? Like when you get like a couple jobs, like so what? She had this Oscar situation with The Room, and like now she's or Room or what the Single Room. I don't know what the fuck it was, but she like all of a sudden like now is like this giant diva after that Captain Marvel, and like I mean I get it, you're in a Marvel movie, but like let's not be a See You Next Tuesday. There's like no room for that. It's such a team space. There's
Right.
so many actors involved,
And there's so many good
and,
people
like,
that work on those projects.
yeah, and it's like just stop. Like it really is offensive to me, honestly. And I do agree with what Rachel had said earlier, like that there's so few female superheroes, that she'll take what she can get. And I understand that as a female, I want strong females out there, like honestly. But it's like I don't want this person because behind camera, she is not that person, and anyone who has access to the internet is aware of that. So she's not representing us properly. She's not representing strong women. She's representing See You Next Tuesdays.
She's being Henry. She's pulling a Henry Cavill without the misogyny, and he got let go from Superman. So
Yeah, well, that was a whole thing there too. Like he just didn't. Well, they're just changing the guard there so much too. I think he was just, maybe if there were issues before Lynn, but regardless, like James Gunn just didn't want him to be Superman anymore. He has got a new
I'm
vision.
not a huge fan of that guy either. Just FYI,
Right?
he's
Well,
not a friend of the
seriously.
show. Just so you know.
No. Well, that's the thing. If you are crappy to people behind the scenes, if you think
That's
you know
true.
better than everyone else, like then fine, go produce and direct your own thing. But if you are being hired to be an actor on a film, like treat other people with courtesy. And yeah, it's so weird because you're right. She was that starving actor until she got was it The Room or Room?
I think it's just singular room.
Room. I think it's just
Yeah,
singular
room. This room.
Until
Yeah.
Room. Until Room, and then it's just like her head just immediately blew up, and I don't like seeing that at all. I hate it when people do that. I so appreciate the actors who are huge now that realize the amounts of, it's not just talent that got you there. There's a huge amount of luck involved. There are incredibly talented actors who do not get the opportunity to go play amazing superheroes who would be so grateful and kind and loving. And I think that Captain Marvel deserves to be played by somebody who's going to be a little bit more like Captain Marvel.